Today we'll discuss about a special move in chess which is called as castling. This is the only move in chess where two pieces move and that move is considered as just one move. This happens between the king and the rook. It could be with either rook, this rook and the king, or this rook and the king. So there are some rules to this move called castling. Let me demonstrate that. Let me make some random moves. So now if this king moves two squares towards the rook and then the rook is placed just immediate to the other side of the king, this process is known as castling. And note, this is just one move. Similarly, if this space is vacant and we move two squares, king towards the rook and the rook immediate to the king, this is also castling. This is known as long castle. This is known as short castle. Perhaps, you know, Rook is traveling more squares, like a longer distance here, and here, shorter distance. Just remember, King is always making two squares, and then Rook immediately here. This process, this move is known as castling. So the first rule for this move to be technically allowed, eligible, is the squares between the rook and the king should be empty, where you're planning to do castle. But if you're planning a long castle, then these all these three squares should be available. Similarly, these squares should be available. That's the first rule. The squares between the rook and the king should be available. However, it doesn't matter, right? If you want to do castle this side, it doesn't matter if this knight is there on the other side. It doesn't matter. The side where you're planning to move, do the castle, those squares have to be empty. It's not like knight, right? Where you jump over the pieces. For example, this square has technically nothing to do with the castling, right? For example, this square, neither king or nor rook will land on the square after the move, right? Still, this, for example, this castle is not possible. You can't do this. This is not possible. A rook, a rook cannot jump over a square where already there is a piece. So this castle is not possible. All the squares have to be empty, have to be available. All right, this is about the first rule of the castling. All right, now the next rule is the king and the rook. They have to be at their home position in order to do the castle. So the king and the rook, they have never ever moved in the entire course of the game. For example, if you move king here and then back here, now this castle is not possible. This is not allowed. Similarly, moving king here during the game and then back to the home position, no, this is not possible. Never ever moved. Both rook and the king. Moving rook here, here, and then back. Again, this is not possible. This move is not allowed over here. Coming to the third rule, which says at the time of the castling, your king should not be under check, right? Now this Bishop is attacking this king. Now at this position, this castle is not possible. King should not be under check when you're castling. Also, the the square where the king is about to land should also not be under threat. This is also not allowed. So now, you know, you can't make this move. So obviously this is illegal, right? Why you would land your king at a square which is already under attack? This is not allowed. There's already a check on the square. This is this is not allowed. However, if you save your king from the check, then you can happily do the castle. That's perfectly fine, right? Single knight is here, you can't make this castle, right? Can't make this castle. However, it's not the case with the rook. That will come later. But one another point. In fact, the king cannot pass over a square which is under attack. So this particular square, right? This d1. This square is under attack by this bishop. Now this castle is also not possible. This is not possible because a king cannot pass over a square which is under attack. Similarly, this castle is also not possible. However, however, if say your rook is under attack, right, then this castle is possible. Right? This castle is possible. This is not possible. This is not allowed. But this castle is possible. Similarly, it doesn't matter if the rook is jumping over a square which is under attack. It doesn't matter. This castle is possible. A king should not travel over a square which is under attack, but it doesn't matter with the rook. So this threat, the check is with all respect to the king. King should not be under check. King should king should not pass over a square which is under attack. A king should not land over a square which is under attack. But a rook can pass over a square which is under attack, or there is a threat on rook. Still, you can make the move castle. It's perfectly fine. All right, this is pretty much about the rules of the castling. Now, just in the end, the benefits of the castling. Why would we do castle? So it makes your king safe. Let me go back to the home position. Say you're moving like this right now. This king is pretty safe in the corner. When you're at the center, your king is more vulnerable to be attacked from all of the side of the board, all the pieces. It's easier to attack at the center from all the directions, but once you're in the at the corner, there are less chances it will be attacked. So only from one direction, or the chances are less, right? In the end, there is one point why this move was invented. So, earlier, like 100 or 200 years back, player used to do it manually, like an artificial castle. What player used to do? For example, they make rook to the square, then again making king over here, then again like this. So doing the same process manually, this was the usual trend because anyway, players want the king to be safe. This was kind of a typical maneuver that every player used to do. So to cut short this, they, perhaps they created this move to make the game more faster. This is just one move, the castling. That's pretty much about the castling. If you have any questions on castling, do comment. Thank you so much.